It's Jose, your owner operator at Big T Speaks, and here's another video for the Big T's archive. Now, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a type of person that has 13 years of experience at Big T's Pizza. I started working when I was 15, and you might know that by now, but that's okay. So, I've learned a lot of things in my 13 years at Big T's Pizza, and I wasn't always the person I was. It took me a while to get here, but I'm a type of person that believes that even if we're at the top, it doesn't mean we can improve. I feel like people that get to the top and stop trying to improve are the people that never get to the top, if that makes any sense. I'm also a person that believes that there's always a different angle because everything isn't just one dimensional. A lot of times I think, oh, I'm good, Business is good. I'm selling $1,000 a day, I don't have to worry about it. But then guess what happens 2 weeks later? Sales drop, right? I can't control that, but I start thinking, oh my God, am I doing something wrong? So then I start trying to change that. There's a video I have where I talk about being proactive is better than being reactive, and it applies here too because I've learned that in my 13 years at Big T's as well. Being a person that never quits, being a person that always tries to improve themselves is a person that will always win because you're always seeing how you could do better. You're always seeing how you could do more. How can I make more pizzas without having to physically make more pizzas? By opening more stores, right? But how can I do that? By systems and delegations. I also was a person that used to weigh 300 pounds. And again, it depends if you know about me, you should know this. But as a person that used to weigh 300 pounds, I've learned a lot too. And that's helped me out with the business. Because I feel like stuff that you learn in one place can be applied to other places. For example, I've learned that you have to be consistent and that you need discipline. And in the business, you have to be consistent and you have to be disciplined. You have to make sure that you know that you're not going to sell $1,000 on your first day. Or maybe in my situation, I did it, but my second day wasn't good, You're not going to lose 100 pounds in one day. It took me 2 years. Same thing with your business. So there's a lot of information that could be used in the business and in your regular life. And again, you just never have to stop improving. Now, obviously, for example, I'm 28. So physically, I'm in a good state. I have about maybe 5, maybe 10 years before I start seeing a physical decline. So I'm not going to be able to make the pizzas like I can in 15 years, even though my dad is 53 and he's still busting his butt off. I can't physically be at my peak at 40. So I have to try to improve. So once I get to 40, then I'm still making the same amount of pizzas, but it's not physically me making the pizzas through systems and delegations. Because Dave Ramsey talks about this. If you're not growing, you're dying. And he's right. Because if you're not trying to improve, then you're not getting better. And if you're not getting better, then you're not growing. So it's either one or the other. Now, I don't believe that it's fully just one or the other. There is an in between. It's not black and white. There is a gray, but it's true. Now I'm not trying to improve and I think I'm there already. Then I start declining. So I'm dying. But if I'm always trying to improve, how can I get better? Then I'm growing. I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean by this, a physical example. So back in 2021, we had a oven that was double stacked and it was about 32 inches wide. And it had only about 30 inches of that. I think you need 2 inches of space. Only about 30 inches of those could be used for pizzas. And if you know about Big T's, we sell these body slammers. A body slammer is a 28-inch pizza that serves around 10 to 15 people. So it's a giant pizza. Meaning, at the old oven, you could just fit one pizza and that's about it, And obviously, the way the pizza works is you have a pizza, you have another pizza. You can't fit anything in between. You just have to wait till one comes out so you can put the other one, right? Like a line. Now, it creates a bottleneck because now we have to wait till that body slammer comes out so we can put the other one, if that makes sense. So I thought, how can we improve this? So in 2021, when COVID was happening and they were giving out the SBA loans, instead of spending that money on a car or something, I know a lot of people did. And then, hey, I'm in this world is big and beautiful. You can do whatever you want with your money, I'm not dissing you if you use your money to go out on a vacation, What we did is we bought a wide belt oven double stacked. So with the white belt oven, I think it's 38 inches, but basically you could fit one of those body slammers, and in between the two body slammers, you could fit a large pizza, a 14-inch pizza, or you could fit two 18-inch pizzas, which is 36, meaning the oven is 36 inches. And you know how I kind of did the math and I kind of went both places? That's what I think, so you could get a little better context. But back to my story. So I saw the bottleneck of only two body slammers fit and we get a lot of orders. How can we improve? So I thought of a wider oven. Now, this means that we're doing more physical work, but that's an example of how you're always growing and improving. Because now, for example, I could fit a large pizza or I could fit a large container of wings, 20 wings, in between that, meaning I have more flow. So the business is doing more money, because I'm growing. I'm thinking of a different angle. How can I improve? How can I do better? How can I do more pizzas? How can I lose more weight? How can I lose weight and still work a lot of hours? Now, that's one of the issues I have. Another issue I have is how can I scale? How can I open the third location without me having to be there? And that's where I'm at. And you're seeing this. But everything I've learned in the last 13 years from all the stuff I went through with my father, because again, in a business where your family is there, you're always going to have scuffles. The stuff I've learned from losing weight, and experiences from life, talking to people, seeing how some people don't respect me for being young, I still go through this a lot where I'll go to somewhere. For example, I went to the bank the other day and I was trying to talk to a lady and she was just like looking at me funny and not understanding my question, even though I was being specific and asking the right things. I gave her every single detail she needed and she was just like, oh, I don't know. If you're not part of the account, then I can't help you. It's like, I get it. Older people don't tend to respect younger people, but I understand why, because a lot of younger people have this mentality where they think they know it all, but thinking you know it all doesn't mean you know it all. It's the same thing with maturity. Someone that's mature doesn't say they're mature, they show it. So I've learned that too. And I've learned that the hard way because I was always the owner's son. And it was hard to get people, especially the older employees, to respect me. Because I'd always just think that by being the owner's son or yelling or speaking loud, then that's how they get to respect you. No, you have to learn how to do it. You have to learn how people respect you by being firm, by the tone of your voice, and not by not being friendly. And I know I'm getting off track, but that's something else I've personally learned that I've applied to the business. So to give you a little recap, you need to think of a different angle, and you always have to see how you can improve. And if you do that, then I know you'll make it. Because if I made it, then I know someone else makes it. So I know I talked about a lot of things, but always thinking of a different angle, always seeing how you can grow and improve, and just being mature, not saying it, will help you succeed. Now, obviously results may vary, but in my case, I've learned a lot and I've applied that to my business, to my businesses, because I'm not only just running two pizza places, I'm also running content. Maybe the content might not blow up, but I know that if slowly I start adding everything I've learned to every single aspect of my life, then I know I should do better because I have done better in the past. Now, everybody says history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. My history is that I've improved and done better. Then if I keep improving and doing better, then I should do better. So I can assume that hopefully if you do the same, and maybe you learn something from this and you start improving in some way, little by little, and you start improving, then your life will be better. Business will be better, hopefully. No promises, but you just got to be hopeful. So hopefully you like this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good day. Another day, another pizza is what I always like to say, because another day is another dollar. And for me, another pizza is another dollar.